What's good, guys? CJ here, and today we're going to take a look at a video my community just sent me to react to, and it's titled The Brutal Truth of DNA's Endgame. Now, I'm not sure what they're going to talk about, but I'm really interested to hear why so many people have been sending me this video and wanting to hear my opinion. So without further ado, let's hop on in.
I've genuinely spent the past 10 hours grinding to trial rank 55 and trying this endgame mode properly.
Okay.
So now that I've cleared up to Immortal Repertoire Act 12, there are issues that I would love to discuss with the community and get this conversation started as early as possible, because Doing Night Abyss is still in its infant stages since the game just released for like 4 days by this point. And the earlier we can have discussions about the game itself, the devs can kind of be aware of the issues and what the community feels, and things may change for the better moving forwards.
Okay, that's 100% true, right? The game is very, very new, and there's a lot of things that we can still, talk about, address, and overall give feedback to the developers. And, hopefully they change things for the better regarding certain aspects of the game. Now, I personally have not gotten to clear all of the, levels of theater myself, because I personally haven't really tried. I just cleared up to where I needed to get my psyche. I got her, and then after that I've been just grinding the game, doing other things and dropping videos. So I want to hear what he has to say regarding, his brutal honest truth about this particular endgame mode.
Good morning, Burbs. My name is Azalira, and today we are discussing the harsh truth about the immersive theater itself.
The harsh truth about immersive theater. Okay.
So first, let me set the stage. No pun intended. Let's say you're someone who really enjoys playing Berenica or playing Rhythm. All this time you've been spending all your resources into getting Intron number 6 for those characters that you love so much.
I already know where this is going.
Only to find out that your melee-centric characters of Berenica and Rhythm gets abso-fucking-lutely shafted. Because what you're seeing on screen right now is the modifiers for the current cycle of Immersive Theater's endgame.
Oh boy, why did I know it was going to go in this direction? Alright guys, so for those of you that don't know or haven't done immersive theater, it is pretty much your general tower mode that is going to be catered to the newest units, right? Currently we have Psyche in there. That's where you get Psyche letters and you can farm Psyche, blah 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 blah. So currently it's catered to her. I'm assuming, and they say it's going to rotate with every new character that gets added into the game. Thus, I'm assuming that these buffs are going to rotate. It's just the most common, thing to assume it's going to happen. These buffs and debuffs are going to rotate. Now, personally, as, Rebecca's official husband and Rebecca Main, I can tell you that I have a harder time in these stages because, as you can see right here by the first buff, it is going to increase the damage done by Pyro and Emo characters, and is going to reduce the damage from any other attribute. Now, normally, this would be a problem, but there are multiple reasons why this is not a problem in a game like Duet Night Abyss, and I'll go into them in just a second. I don't want to, jump the gun, and I want to let Homeboy speak his mind just a little bit more, but I just want to say, I feel this is going down the route of a gacha player's mentality. I don't know this content creator, not throwing shots. I just feel that this particular argument is very linear and catered towards the gacha player mentality, and I'll explain to you why. So let's go ahead and hear what he has to say.
Please read this. Enemy units take increased Pyro and Anemo damage by 400% and take reduced damage from other attributes by 50%. This literally means that if you're not playing Pyro or Anemo damage, you're getting absolutely shafted.
Yup.
On top of the fact that if you're not playing range damage, you're also absolutely shafted. Because these enemy buffs apply to not just big enemies, but also every single small mob that spawns in.
Yeah.
And while I 100% agree that this is all absolutely ridiculous, there's also another perspective that we should look at as well. This could be the devs' way of saying, hey, you should try out this playstyle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because this is meant to be a challenge, and not just like a gameplay kind of challenge, but also a, hey, you should build these characters kind of challenge, and kind of forcing you to get out of your actual comfort zone and try something new. And this is something that Do It Night Abyss can really capitalize on, because the fact that you can grind basically everything for free. Although you
Exactly that, bro. Exactly that. You can grind out every character, every weapon, and their dupes for absolutely free, right? So when they have one game mode out of all the game modes in the game that they currently have, all the different modes in the game, and they have one game mode where they cater to specific elements, I don't see the problem there, because at the end of the day, not only can you farm every single character and every single weapon, but you're going to farm every single character and every single weapon. I'm just telling you guys this for those of you that don't know. Oh, you don't want to level up anybody else? You just want to level up 2 characters because you think they're hot? You think they're strong? No, you're going to level up the characters. Now, for those of you that don't know, right? I'm gonna just put you up on game, because this guy, I don't know if he's gonna mention it, but I'm gonna put you up on game real quick. Now, here we are in the game, real swift like. Shout out to Rebecca, she looking good. We have this thing called trial experience. You see it right there, right below my profile. Well, the way this works is quite simple, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to do a lot of different things. You're going to do your dailies, and you're going to level up a bunch of different things to get said trial experience. You're going to get demon wedges. You're going to get a bunch of them, and they're going to give you trial experience. But also, you're effectively going to level up all these characters, because every time you level up these characters, every time you do all that, you're going to get trial experience. Meaning that if you want to get to level 55, level 60, so forth and so on, to unlock, more things in the game and progressively get stronger, you're going to want to do that. So you're eventually going to want to build these characters, right? Maybe not as much as the main characters that you want, but there's going to come a point where you're going to have characters out here like Rebecca, where she's going to be all built up, all nice. You're going to have your weapons looking all built, all nice, right? And then you're going to look at it and have all these materials left over, and you'll build all these other weapons. You'll build all these other characters. Not only that, not only does building these characters, unlocking the characters, right? And all that good stuff is going to give you trial experience to level up and all of that. But as you saw right there, we got some trial experience. It's the simple fact that it's going to benefit you to have multiple teams. For example, in theater mode, you need 2 teams. So you can go ahead and just pick one of these characters and use it in that particular game mode, right? On top of that, as you progressively go through the game mode, you're going to get shards for the character that's on banner, right? Or, the new character. You're going to get Psyche letters, and you're going to have the chance to get Psyche. And, well, what is Psyche, guys? Psyche is a character that is going to do pretty damn good right there, right? She's going to do pretty good because she's an emo. So I don't see that as a problem. On top of that, another thing that I want to point out from Homeboy's video, right, is that he's making this video 4 days after the game has released. And he's already clearing the end game mode, right? Sure, you might not be able to do this. You might have a much harder time, or you flat out might not even be able to clear the last few stages with the character that's the opposite element, right, than the ones they buff. But that's absolutely fine. It's only 4 days and he already cleared it, right? So I'm sure we have at least plenty of time to build more characters, right? If we go back and we look at the current game mode, right, and we go back to immersive theater, we still have 23 days to clear this game mode. 23 days, ladies and gentlemen. That means that in these 23 days, if you're trying to actively level up, all you gotta do, right, all you gotta do, ladies and gentlemen, is pick yourself a fire character, a pyro character, pick yourself an Anemo character, and simply level them up. Work on them a little bit, and you'll be able to clear the game mode. It really isn't that deep. And as you can see, we're getting trial experience. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but he did say that he was level 55. So guess what this guy did? He leveled up a bunch of characters and a bunch of weapons. So he already has the roster ready to go. If the only excuse we have here to complain or say this is bad is, well, I don't like playing other characters, that sounds like a personal problem, That's not the game stopping you. That's not the game telling you, yo, you gotta go and summon and risk losing a 50-50 to win. No, all you gotta do, goddammit, is go grind a little bit, a day, 2, 3, get yourself a brand new character, you know, deck them out, get their gear up, which is pretty easy actually. I literally farmed 3 characters today, right? And then go clear the end game mode. I guarantee you that dude does not have the most optimal game-breaking build, right? I don't know if he's max duped on his Lin, but the fact is that everybody, every single one of us, has the blessed opportunity to grind the characters for free, grind the weapons for free. So I don't see that as a problem. Now, I've yapped quite a bit. Let's go ahead and see what else he has to say, okay?
You still have to put in a lot of time and effort for it, obviously. And also the fact that in the future, when we're like level 80s or something like that,
Yes.
a majority of these rewards can be easily claimed because they're locked behind level 50, 60, and less than 70 enemies.
Yep.
Which I probably think that by the point where we're like at the mega end game, you could probably blitz through all these without even caring about the conditions.
Yep.
But still, I personally don't like the fact that they're just like, yeah, you know, you gotta just play these characters, man. And I think that a lot of you might agree with me on this.
He just said that once we get to Endgame, he thinks, we don't know, he thinks that we'll be able to blitz through the game mode without even caring about the conditions. But he still doesn't like that they say that you should, you know, play these to have an easier time. He's 4 days into the game and he's clearing the content, right? So if he's clearing the content in 4 days, how strong is he going to be 20 days from now, right? 15 days from now, before, you know, you have to, like, you know, change because they're going to change the game mode. So with so much time to prepare and grow your account and get stronger, it doesn't seem like it's an impedition or it's blocking you from doing anything apart from maybe trying out the character you specifically want. But with so many game modes, so much variety, so many different weapons, and so many different build opportunities, why is this particular thing such a bad problem? I feel that this is the gacha mentality, right? Where it's like, oh shit, I don't have said character, I didn't pull them, and now Tower is shilling the character, and if I don't do this with that character, I'm gonna be, you know, dying, bro. And here you can just build the character for free. You can just pull the character, do the little tower mode, get all your currency in like a day, 30 minutes, you know, that it's going to take you to the, not 30 minutes, let's say 2 hours, that it'll take you to the tower with your one fire character and an emo character, and go back to, you know, Rebecca and staring at her titties. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see the big problem with this particular regard. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. I feel that there is a lot of things where this game can improve 100%. The movement, the optimization, you know, a lot of the mechanics and graphics in the game need to be, you know, worked on. A lot of quality of life needs to be improved. But when we have a core mechanic that incentivizes people to try other characters, to maybe think of different strategies and actively go out and be like, damn, I can't beat it with my Rebecca. I have 350 letters. Let's go and grind myself a Leon and then try with her and see how I do. I don't think that's a problem. When you can grind the characters for free, I personally don't think that's a problem. And that's also without saying how strong we're going to be when we're at the absolute end game. We don't know if we're going to be able to just blitz through this with the characters we want, right? So in my mind, complaining about this right now is not a good thing to do, because let's say they just take out these restrictions, all these modifiers that actually make it challenging, because someone thinks that, yo, they're too hard, I can't play my one character everywhere. We're going to go back to games like Bua and Genshin and things like that, where it's just super basic and easy as shit. Like, what's the point? We don't have to worry about losing 50-50s. We don't got to worry about not having the limited banner characters. We can beat these game modes with characters we like, or characters that we can farm for free. So at the end of the day, honestly, I don't see this as a problem, and I think this is kind of that gacha mentality of, I want to play who I want, and I don't think they should be buffing specific game modes for certain characters or elements. And I don't think that's healthy for a game like this one, where in all honesty, we're not necessarily or even remotely close to a gacha game like your traditional gacha games.
Because to me, I feel like one of the biggest points of doing Night Abyss is just that you can farm whatever you want, play however you want, and things like that.
Yeah.
But then when they kind of put these kinds of restrictions on and be like, hey man, I want to use my, really, really well built Berenica in this new endgame mode. And then suddenly it's just like, yeah, nah. Considering the two perspectives.
Okay, so you got Berenica and you want to use her in this endgame mode. You might not be able to have the most optimal damage with your Berenica in this endgame mode, but maybe the next endgame mode will cater to Berenica's element, and now, boom, you're blitzing the game mode with your Berenica. It's not like it's always going to be the two elements that they have right there, bro. Like, what are we talking about, right? It's not going to be like that. They're going to swap the elements. They're going to make you build different characters. And it's not just that they're going to make you build different characters. You're going to build different characters because of the trial, because of the level, bro. Like, it's just what you're going to do, bro. The trial XP is going to force you to build different characters. You're going to want to do that to level up your account. It's that simple. And I know some of you might be thinking, what about all the other resources, right? What about the resources like the track slots? What about farming the mods? You can do all of that for free. You just got to farm, bro. You just got to grind. Get your grind on. It really ain't that big of a deal. And I honestly feel like it could be a good video, but this is not the right way to go about it, and it's honestly going to point people in a certain direction. It's going to gather all those crybaby whiny fucks that like to complain in the gacha scene, that come over to a game like DNA and expect it to work like a gacha game. Oh, I want to use my one character that I like everywhere. It's not like that. This is more on the likes of Warframe, where you're going to want to build different characters.
I'm kind of somewhere in the middle-ish, but that's exactly why I wanted to make this video a bit of a discussion for all of you as well in the community.
Okay.
Because I feel like once people really start reaching the end game, this is going to be such a huge point for discussion. So hey, why not start it early, right?
Once we start reaching, you're 4 days into the game. Once we start reaching endgame, this shouldn't be a problem, because most people will have most characters leveled up, a ton of weapons, and a ton of materials to level up the ones they want. You're gonna want to build different characters. It's just the way it is.
So now, with that out of the way, I'll also do my due diligence here and show you all exactly how I reached Immortal Repertoire Act 12. One of the two main characters that I...
Okay, now, he's going to show us his Lynn's Demon Wedges and build. He beat it with a super unoptimal build. He doesn't have any gold Demon Wedges on here. He can get gold Demon Wedges. I don't know if you guys know this, but do you know what you can do to gold Demon Wedges? You can dupe them up to make them even stronger. So, understand how far he is right now from absolute peak ultimate build, right? And understand how far maybe you'll be with your Lisbel build or other character builds, even if they're off element, right? Will they be able to clear at that point? Who knows? Maybe not, but maybe they will. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get at, right? I don't know if he has any dupes on her. Will he show it? It doesn't seem like it. Wait, maybe. Wait. He's showing his weapons. Cool. All right, his guns. Very nice, very nice. Cool. All right, he's showing his consonance weapon. All right, and then he's showing his other character once again with a really relatively average build. So, I just want to say, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I personally don't think this is absolutely a problem whatsoever. Having one mode out of all the different modes that we have in the game be catered towards specific, gameplay types. Oh, you shouldn't use melee weapons this round. Oh, you shouldn't use, guns or ranged weapons for this tower this time around, for this theater mode this time around. Oh, you shouldn't use hydro units this time around. I think it's absolutely fine. I think that is no problem whatsoever, because when you have a character, a guy like this, beating the hardest floor with a very mid-build character, right? That is so far away from endgame, you understand that all you got to do is level up the units, which, once again, like I was telling you guys, you're going to do. You're going to level these up. You're just going to do it. Look, I'm gonna do it again just for y'all. Pop! More trial experience, right? So guess what? You're gonna want to level up your trial experience, your trial level, so you can then go ahead and unlock more shit. So boom, you're gonna want to level up these things, and you're gonna want to do it, and you can just slap in some mods, not even the optimal endgame build, and now you can clear the game mode. So where really is the problem? Where is even the topic of discussion in this particular scenario? Where is the reason to even bring this up as an issue? I have no idea. But that's going to be it for the video, ladies and gentlemen. I have yapped for quite a bit. I do hope that you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. For now, appreciate y'all for watching, and I see you on the next one. Peace.